Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. The second condition in order for us to progress and to move from the degree of the common folk in relation to fasting to that of the righteous, that of the elect, is to protect our tongue. And the relationship between fasting and protecting of the tongue should be clear and obvious by now. Just as we fast and refrain from doing what is normally permissible for us to do, that same refraining also has to apply to our tongue. So just as we have to protect our tongue throughout that our days and our nights, and that in normal times we especially have to protect our tongue during the time of fasting. Because it very well might be that we say something that while we fast, that as a result that the reward of our fast is nullified. And there are a number of things that we need to protect our tongues from, but most importantly, from lying and from backbiting. There is a narration in the Musannaf of Ibn Abi Shayba that says, "Khaslatan tufsidan as-sawm." There are two traits, is that they will spoil the reward of fasting. Al-ghibatu wal-kadhab, backbiting and lying. And so that we are taught by this process of fasting is that we need to be able to restrain the movement of the tongue. That the tongue is very easy to move, but its harms are many. And if we can overcome the main vices of the tongue, vices like lying, vices like backbiting, and some of the others, is that then that we will be assisted to then use our tongue for its purpose. And the whole purpose of the tongue is to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is to that have it remain moist in the remembrance of our Lord and recitation of the Quran, and that this is a time where we should use our tongue to recite Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's book, and that we know one of the righteous before us used to recite the Quran in Ramadan, and by way of saintly miracle that Allah brought a sweetness to his mouth and such that his saliva tasted like honey. This is what we want to strive for, to resemble the righteous and move up in degrees of our fasting. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to protect our tongues while we're fasting, in Ramadan especially, and at all times. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadan wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.